Yeah.
We should observe the ancient ritual of traditional pre-fight donuts.
Yeah.
Fear does not exist in this dojo, does it?
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this time?
Shut up!
Break, not hit back.
Silly Caucasian girl likes to play with samurai swords.
You will all refer to me by the name Betty.
I know Kung Fu.
Thank you, Chuck Norris.
I said I don't want trouble.
Only a ninja can destroy a ninja.
Defeat does not exist in this dojo, does it? No,
Now, who wants to go home? And who wants to go with me?
All right. Welcome to KickFlix. Welcome to your favorite podcast where you listen to people review your favorite martial arts movies of then and now. I am Nary Science. With me, as usual, is Mike, the Kickstarter. I don't know. I had nothing.
Kickstarter? I do fundraise for projects and my creative endeavors. Mike, the king of crowdsource. That's what they have also referred to me as, but I'm here as a
Wait,
Jeff.
you just said Jeff out of nowhere.
No, I felt that I was cutting off Mike, and I was like, wait, I just cut him off, and then we both had that same thought. We're like, no, go ahead. And with me, as always, as well, is Jeff Kumite Mercantini.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
I started a Slinky Kumite in Key West at a bar, so that's a story for another time.
All right. Today's movie we're talking about, guys, is Ninja Assassins. And as we do in every episode, we give you the IMDb or Wikipedia description of the film. Mike, take it away.
This is a a young ninja turns his back on the orphanage that raised him, leading to a confrontation with fellow ninja from the clan. As boring as that sounds, I would like to read you just some of the things from the IMDb Parents Guide. Sex and nudity, none. Mm-hmm. Some brief cleavage. A woman is shown in the shower, but we don't see anything other than a shoulders up view from the front and back. A man's chest is shown through a large part of the movie. And in the beginning of the movie, a few women wear short dresses.
I'm in.
Okay. Violence and gore, severe. Severe violence and gore. This movie has frequent scenes of death and violence and blood throughout the movie. Lots and lots of blood and kills is extreme. These are also, I should preface this. These are the people submitting this to IMDb. So this is what the IMDb users want you to know. Several U.S. military men are pelted down with ninja stars on screen. Mika hits a ninja with her car. Automotive safety represented. Rizzo is a child, is beaten and whipped. You see some gruesome scars. Rizzo fights a fat man in a restroom and stabs him repeatedly, but it does not kill him because he's so fat. So Rizzo grabs his face and screams while repeatedly slamming it into a urinal. Profanity, also severe. Alcohol, drugs, and smoking, mild. Alcohol, drugs, and smoking, mild. That's not the message this movie wants to send. Frightening and intense scenes, severe. A washing machine is full of blood.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, really? Is it? Okay, yeah.
This is my favorite one, the last one. An emotionally intense moment. And there you have 2009's Ninja Assassin.
Thanks for tuning in to our podcast.
All right, and we're done. I guess we're done with that. There you go. 60-second overall.
Jeff, give us the ratings, the rankings.
Oh, okay. So Rotten Tomato scores. The critics gave it a 26%, but the audience gave it a 54%.
That's a jump.
That's a huge glow up.
That sounds about right. Okay. 60 seconds. Here we go. Okay. I enjoy this movie.
I like the fact that you're vamping because you don't have 60 seconds to talk about the movie.
No.
Like,
I'm just trying to figure out. Here's the thing. I love shit like this. I love the idea. I love fucking revenge stories. I love that they show the training montages. I love again, we didn't really talk about montages in the previous episode of Street Fighter because there wasn't really any. This one, plenty of flashbacks, plenty of montages. The fighting was arguably like compared to some of the other stuff we've seen as part of KickFlix, great. It was super exciting. There was a lot of wire work, a lot of stunt work, a lot of parkour work that you can see that they're actually doing it, and the special effects of the chain and all that stuff adds drama and that kind of magical ability of how hyperhuman these people are to be able to do the things that they do. Even the magical healing that they do, all that stuff. It's like, I get it. Yeah, they're superhuman. Whatever. All of these things, when you add them all together, should be way more entertaining than this movie is, right? Like the whole time I'm watching this movie, I'm like, I should be having more fun, right? Like I should be having more fun, but that's about it. That's the whole vibe of this movie for me, where I'm like, yeah, everything's great. Did you enjoy it? I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeff?
So I believe Neri.
Wait, Mike, was this your first time watching this?
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, this wasn't my. I think I was actually the one that suggested this movie on the wheel. I don't remember if it was me or you, Neri, because I know you've seen it. I remember the first time I saw this movie, I saw it in the theaters and I loved it. I really dug it, seeing it on the big screen, seeing, the stunts. Actually, to correct you, Mike, there was no wire work in this movie. All those fight scenes were done without wire work.
Without wire work?
Yeah.
Wow.
All the fight scenes were done without wire work. So the fact, adding on to that fact, there was a lot of computer generated weapons that were done, but I'm with Mike. Watching it a second time, I watched it this afternoon, and it's I don't have the same effect that I did the first time I saw it. Like I found myself getting slightly bored in it. But I still enjoyed the fight scenes. I loved the story that you get from the flashbacks.
Yes.
So I didn't hate the movie. I didn't adore it like I did when I first saw it.
You're right. Like now that you're saying that, in the movie theater, this must have been much better.
Yeah. All right. So I'll give you my 60 seconds. I watched this movie in the movie theater, and I remember commenting on social media. It was one of the first times I did that, where I was like, I just watched something, and I think I was trying to find the either tweet or the Facebook post. It had to be one of those two. And I talked about, man, I've never seen such a fucking movie so bloody, and it'd be one of the bloodiest movies I've seen, and stuff there. And I thoroughly enjoyed it in the movie theater. I saw it pretty close to opening weekend. I can't imagine this movie being in movie theaters too long. Only because it's a ninja movie. People don't go to the fucking movie theater for a ninja movie. They're not. They just don't. This isn't the 80s anymore. This movie. What year did this movie come out?
2009.
Yeah.
2009. Yeah. I will say this: as I'm watching this movie today, I watched it day of recording. I thought, holy shit, this is the first good movie we've watched on KickFlix.
Comparatively, yeah.
Yeah, I loved this fucking movie. I unapologetically, I don't give a fuck. I felt what you described, Mike, is how I felt on the last episode when we talked about Street Fighter. I'm like, I like all these things. It should equal up to a better time, and I'm just not having a good time. But Ninja Assassins gave me all of that shit. I will say, because I am who I am, Popeye. I didn't like that dude's face. The main guy's face looks like a weird. He's just not a good looking dude. I
heartily disagree. That is a handsome man.
Half of Korea disagrees with you.
I don't think his face. I think his fucking body is like chiseled out of fucking stone. It's amazing. But his face, the bad guy, not even the old ninja, the other ninja, that dude's a fucking hunk.
It's a Fast and the Furious reunion, because Hans in the beginning gets killed,
correct,
and then this guy. But so the actor, his stage name is Rain. That's it. But he actually has a Korean name I forgot. It's like a J and a J. But he was a Korean pop star out of a Korean boy group.
Okay.
And they pulled him for this movie because he was in Speed Racer.
Oh, I never saw that
He
one.
was in the live action Speed Racer, and he had a fight
Oh,
sequence in the live action, and they loved what he could do. So they were like, "Hey, we want to train you. If you go online, there's because you were talking about like his physique and stuff like that. The trainers literally for they had him for weeks that they put him on a strict diet and a regiment of just working him out every day, to get into physique because he did not look like that. He was like super skinny.
Nobody
no
looks
bone.
like that throughout their fucking day. Like throughout their life, nobody looks like that. Even The Rock for Shazam had to go on a special fucking diet 2 months before. Like it's like we've talked about this on Woo Bro, Mike and I, like how like Henry Cavill in The Witcher and Superman, like he talks about how dehydrated he is during those scenes because he has to, for the camera, has to get super lean and cut. Like no, people don't look like that in real life every day. Like they look like that if for something. Like it's my brother's wedding. I'm gonna look good for my, shit like that. But you don't walk around 365 looking like that. Come on, man. That's
what they say. Like whenever you see like bodybuilders doing a bodybuilder competition, that's the weakest they'll ever be. You'll see like they pass out from flexing holding the thing because they are so dehydrated because water makes the skin spongy, and they're like, oh well, it's not going to show off my cuts. Can someone hold me up, please? Like that kind of thing. Someone wheel me out there like Hannibal Lecter because I cannot walk. Muscles are show muscles. But I will say that like I think he looked the part.
Legit. Yeah.
I definitely think that in terms of performance, the fact that he is a man of few words and all this stuff, and it is an English language film, that he did a great job at being that brooding, ninja, and like the brooding what is it? The prodigal son, the one that runs away and is like, trying, vindictive or whatever, like eventually wants to get revenge. The whole Europol investigation subplot, I was like, this is purely for us idiots who are not like the people who they're like, these American audiences aren't going to know what the fuck is going on. So we need someone to do giant chunks of exposition.
And it came out of nowhere because it just the first time you see them at Interpol, it's like, hey, remember that ninja thing I've been researching all this time?
Literally.
And it's like, what?
I was okay with that because that's a way to bring it back to be like, oh shit, not this ninja shit again. It's like, yeah, no, I've been doing research. Like, show me that you've been doing research on it, because it's the opposite of the Wonder Woman 84 where they were like, wait, what? You just know about animals? Oh yeah, that's you know what I mean? Like, yeah. I just know about animals.
But I almost feel like they should have done some kind of high profile killing or something, that because I don't think the Interpol thing wasn't because
that
of the guy.
Scene was fucking fire.
Well, right, but I don't think that's not the murder that she's researching, right?
No, but she's researching the murderer of that scientist, of that guy that turned spy, whatever the fuck. The one that had all the notes, the one whose wife was like, he would want you to have this. Lady, he didn't even know that she existed.
Right.
Hey, lady, I just met. My dead husband would want you to have this.
Yeah.
Okay. But I will. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say, you mentioned the opening scene. I don't know if you want to
talk
about how it just from the jump is just brutality.
Yeah.
And
it caught me off guard. Even after Jeff goes, man, the CGI blood doesn't really hold up. And I was like, oh, that's right. It does. I didn't know. Like I told Jeff this conversation I had. I was like, in 2009 when I watched the movie in theaters, there was no part of me that goes, oh fuck, that's so fake and CGI. I was just like, oh, okay. Like but it did not age well. Like a lot of CGI doesn't age well. The fucking Joss Whedon's CGI and Joss Whedon's Justice League didn't age well the day it came out. So let's be fucking real.
Right.
So
I do love the blood spray, like the excessiveness of it.
Yes. That's what I was gonna say. It's very much Tarantino-esque, where they're like, this is clearly more than a human body could ever hold.
Right.
This is clearly more. And I was okay with all of it. I was like, yeah, because it fucking from the very beginning, it went ball, like it cut off the dude's fucking face.
So in
Yeah,
half,
like
yeah.
not at the neck, but at the mouth. Like
That's
at
why I said the face. That's why I
Like,
said
cut his-
face and not a head. It was like
Yeah,
face.
yeah.
And am I the only one that wants a prequel or a sequel about the tattoo artist's life?
Yes, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because how is it that not once but twice you're in a room where a black sand envelope gets delivered to somebody because ninjas are gonna fucking murder? Like, you
That's-
have the worst luck, dude.
Yeah. If I was him, here's the funny thing is, I wonder how much of that, like, if you would have lived through that black sand envelope once and then you see it again, you would have left the room, right? You would have been like, oh, you know what?
I would have told them shit about the story.
Let's schedule. You know what? Free. The tattoo's free. Tattoo's free. I'll
Yeah.
I'll be back. I'll be back. I would have fucking run. But then
Yeah.
again, I'm sure he was just in shock or whatever. But opening scene was great. I liked a lot of everything about this movie. The fucking acting was good for an action movie. Some of them, that Europe guy, the internal affairs guy,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, was he supposed to have a bigger role? Because he was just in that one scene, but fuck, he looked menacing as fuck. It looked like he overplayed the bad guy, like the dude evil in Shaolin Soccer. He's just like, look at me, I'm sinister, and it's like, but he was only in that one scene. I was like, it's not even like he was. Anyways,
I'm mustache twirlingly evil.
yeah, it was so like over the top. I was like, oh no. I'm like, ooh, it did. He did accomplish his goal though, because I did feel creeped the fuck out. I was like, oh, that doesn't feel good.
Can
Be
we
careful
talk
with him,
about?
Be careful. He has bad guy face. Be careful with him.
Yeah. There's some people that have a. Can we talk about how the main ninja trainer guy this is his second appearance on KickFlix.
Is it?
That's Sho Kosugi from Enter the Ninja.
Wait. The trainer, the teacher, main bad guy.
master.
Main bad guy is Sho Kosugi.
Get the fuck out of here,
That's why he looked familiar.
dude.
Yep.
I know Sho Kosugi. Again, big fan of fucking Ninja 3: The Domination and
Yep.
But that's him. Wow, he did not age well or age beautifully, because I couldn't fucking tell it was him.
Yeah.
I mean,
Did you also know that I don't know why we didn't talk about this before, but he was also the sword duel choreographer in Blind Fury when he did the whole fucking thing. So he's 3 times, right?
Yeah,
he was.
he was.
Blind
He was the
Fury.
ninja in Blind Fury.
No, he was the one that the guy goes,
Yeah,
oh,
that's
Japanese,
3.
huh? And he was the guy that that was Sho Kosugi.
No, but it
This
was
is
also
the
the
Sho
ninja at the end,
Kosugi podcast, I think.
Yeah.
And he's the he's.
I did not
great.
know that was him. I saw the
Yeah.
movie today. I
love
just saw it
that
a couple
character
hours
so
ago.
much.
Dude,
That
I'm sorry. I was
character.
about to say this might be the best villain that we've had on KickFlix. I mean, this guy pretty close.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, pretty close. To the audio listener, I put up a picture. Just go check us out on
Do
Facebook.
you still have those bison pictures that I gave you for?
But this guy he was the best. He was such an asshole, and he was so
he's
good.
fucking evil.
He was. I will say this though. Call him evil, call him excessive all you want. He did get the best out of his students.
That's what I was gonna say. Is he evil or is he just
a brilliant teacher?
A brilliant teacher.
Because
he's training ninjas who are inherently murderers. So
I love the fact. I think that he is the Whiplash of ninjas.
Or is what is the fucking guy's name? J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, J.K. Simmons.
The ninja, the Sho Kosugi of jazz music.
Correct. That's a better way of saying it, because this one came out first. Yeah, though.
Like, are you on beat? Are you on beat?
Not my fucking tempo. Stab.
Dude, I love the love story. I love the love story in this movie because it was a real love story.
It wasn't
pure
about love. Yeah,
it was pure love.
I got a little. It got a little cheesy though for me. Like it's like, but you have a special heart.
Oh,
that
this movie got a little cheesy for you. Did it, Jeff? A little cheesy. The heart's on the wrong side. Magical healing of wound. But the love story got a little cheesy.
Dextrocardia. I looked it up because since 2 people in the world apparently have their hearts on the opposite sides of their bodies, is a real thing.
It is a real thing.
1 out of 10,000 people have it, so it's not really super like uncommon in the scope. But I was like,
it's what happens when you're pregnant and then by mistake you press the reverse button, and it just flips and it just reverses it. But no, I didn't mean that love story. I meant the love story with him and the girl in the camp, in his training, in his
Yeah,
clan.
that's what I was
That's
talking
who
about.
I meant.
No,
Yeah.
but you were talking about you. Oh, I thought you
Because
because
he said that to her too. Remember, she's like,
he said
you,
that. Yeah,
you,
because he
you
said
have
that to
both
the
to
other
had
girl.
it.
He
Yeah.
said that to that other girl.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. All right. Yeah,
'Cause
but
they
I
both had it.
enjoyed it. I enjoyed the fact it was brutal watching that training, watching those kids like that. You know what it reminded me of? And I'm not trying to speak ill of the great movie, but Shang-Chi, that's what they were going for, and they didn't accomplish this because they can't, because it was too much. It would have been too much for a Marvel movie. But when we talked about Shang-Chi, when Mike and I talked about the movie Shang-Chi, we talked about the training, and Mike was like, I love the fact that you show him as a kid punching that thing and how he hurt his hand. And I was like, it wasn't enough. It didn't feel enough. Like it was fine. I get what they were trying to say, but this movie, fuck, dude, it showed us how brutal it was. That scene where he goes, "Oh, you think you're experiencing pain? You think you know what pain is?" And then he fucking just guts him
Like
and
the
goes,
five finger death punch.
"Yeah,
Fucking,
if you make it to the morning, we'll see. Then you'll know what pain."
yeah,
is.
he's like, he's like, this is your
That's
next.
a great performance.
Yeah, he was like, that's your next test.
And then in the morning he's just sitting there.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, that's fucking badass.
So
like,
that kid is another pop star, Korean pop star that Rain is like one of the mentors for his group, and he brought him in to play like teenage Rizzo.
Yeah.
So
it
that's
was
another
great.
Korean pop star.
I love the fact that at the end when he pulls that same move on him again, and he's like he's screaming, but he goes, "You feel like that's it? That's all you got? You're getting old." And I was like, "No, but you just showed pain though. You just like you didn't do like I literally saw it like hours after I saw Street Fighter. So I was like, you could have put an E Honda and just like put your mind somewhere else and be like, but this is a second movie where a ninja does the triangle thing.
Oh yes,
right?
The hand signs. I love that.
The hand exercise, and it's like I got special healing. And then it was, but
but did I miss it, or did they not do it again after he showed it in the like that he cut his hand?
Yeah, he only showed it when he cut his hand, and then that was it. And then after that,
and I think they showed it in the like not him doing it, but someone else doing it when in the training, somewhere in the training montages, because someone got hurt.
Oh, okay, that would have been good to know. I didn't catch.
I don't remember exactly. I might be making that up.
But so going back to the beginning though, because Mike mentioned it in the parental guide thing, the fucking dry cleaners.
So much.
Which that part was like, so is she from his clan? Because he didn't recognize her. He just like, she's there and she's like, hey, can you pass the soap? And he's like, what clan are you from?
Yeah.
And it was
so
like
maybe they hired, maybe it was one of those things where it was like they put it on APB, like anybody who finds this motherfucker, you know what I mean? Like anybody who finds this ninja, bring him back to me type of shit. So
well, you know what I understood that to be is they gave him at a certain point, they gave him like Daredevil sense, right? Where he could like hear heartbeats and he could sense things. So I assumed that it was just something that he could hear in the way that she was like, just in the way that she was, maybe adrenaline was pumping or whatever.
I took it to be that he knew that she was from a clan because of the fact that he could hear the devils from the movie Ghost.
Yeah,
he was like, "What? The devils are
really?
devils are fucking."
And then just becomes Son of Sam.
Yeah. Yo, this I
just murdered a bunch of people.
The training was good. The montages, the flashbacks were all really. And here's what they tell you in script writing class, right? Because I've taken a few of those. Never do a flashback unless it moves the story forward. And every single one of those flashbacks moved the story forward. Like it wasn't a flashback just to show you like, oh, this is a cool thing they can do. Like, no, it's gonna show up later. This is gonna be important to the story for moving forward. We know a piece of his history. We know why he's doing the things he does. I will say this though, bit of an asshole move to finally leave after the girl that he loved died. Like you could have done it then, no? Like you could have.
No, because he wanted to stay because he said, "This is my home."
Right. He thought. I get. That's a great line too. He says, "We're not family. You are not my father, and the first breath I take after your death will be the first breath of my life." And I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
I was like, "No, you gonna take that, Shokazuki? You gonna take that shit? You just gonna let him talk to you like that?"
So you said about the script writing class 101, they rewrote this entire script 6 weeks before filming started.
Oh, I'm sure.
In
Really?
a 53-hour period.
Why?
Within the time that they did the rewrites to like 5 days later, the entire crew had the new rewrites to the script.
They do
like
that
they
all.
rewrote
They do
this.
that all. They do that all the time, man. I don't know why specifically for this movie, and I hope you have that information. But
No, they didn't say why.
Stallone is notorious for doing that day of shooting. Like he'll be still writing, and now because of his social media, you can actually see him do it where he's writing. He's like, "This is changing," but I've heard stories of Stallone doing that because he writes most of the movies that he directs that he's in, and day of he'll change it. And a great story is what's his name, Terry Crews.
Yeah.
When he got cast for the first Expendables, he had his character name is what it ended up being, but they had changed it. So he asked Stallone, can we change it because I like that name a lot? And he goes, yeah, sure, that's fine, whatever. Then his role got dramatically reduced. And a great story that Terry Crews gives is he said that he made a decision to just be happy. He's like, you know what? I'm not gonna be mad. I'm not gonna be cranky to the crew, to the staff. I'm not gonna be, and I will just be myself. I'm just gonna be myself. I'm not gonna let this affect me because I want a bigger role, but I'm not gonna be an asshole about it. And he said that while they were filming and Stallone saw how he was with everybody and everybody loved him, he then re-expanded his role. But that's how much Stallone rewrites his movies day of. It's like, here's another, you got to learn this side. This is a new script.
He's also like new to that. Like in a movie where it's the Expendables, where it's literally like every fucking action person is in it. And Terry Crews, he's new. And he honestly, like, he still has to prove his
well, that's he just said there was a part of him that was so angry and like disappointed. It wasn't even angry, but he was like, you know what, just be happy. Just, you know what, you have your wife, you have your health, your kids, and like he's just that perspective. And he says that he would tell you, like, I saw this interview where he's like, unequivocally, I guarantee you Stallone saw that change in me and was like, we're gonna expand his role. Like he didn't go up to him, he didn't talk to him about it. He just said, hey, here you go, here's the new script. So do you know why they changed the script, why they rewrote the script?
They didn't say what. I think it was because Universal was pushing back.
They're like, can we have less blood? Imagine if this is the less blood version.
Yeah.
It was. I'm trying to remember because they didn't really specify. There was some pushback from the Warner Brothers. There was pushback from Warner Brothers.
Never mind. Not that shit. Yeah. You said enough.
Yeah.
And those guys don't know. They don't know what the fuck they're doing over there.
What I would like. I'll be honest with you. I would have been I could have had this movie without any of the Interpol shit and just the mythos of the ninjas.
Yeah.
And it would have been fucking just as maybe even better.
I agree with you that it was not needed, but I think the reason I had it in there is what Mike said. It's like just to explain it to dumb people who don't know what ninjas are.
Well, and I had to bring in the character that it represents you as the person that in the film that is going through, shit, what is all these things that we're discovering and all these things that we're learning about these ninjas and stuff.
And you know what? This was after watching Enter the Ninja a few weeks ago, and then watching this is like, oh, finally a fucking ninja movie that actually is a ninja movie.
It's definitely like when they're popping out of the shadows. I was like, cool, because it did make it feel like mystical. You want these people to feel superhuman to a certain extent, but not in a way where it's like casting spells. Like it's just like it reminds me a lot of 300, right? 300 is when you watch the movie and then when you get to the end and you realize it's a guy telling the story of the situation. So things are going to get exaggerated and things are going to get, like hyperinflated.
Like Desperado.
Like Desperado. Yeah. Like this feels like the version of that story of ninjas where it's like, yeah, they appeared out of the shadows and all of a sudden whatever. And again, I still disagree with the whole ninja star thing. I love it in concept, but the reality of those ninja stars, they would literally just like they would never kill someone. Like one,
yeah, no, I I disagree.
Maybe
one to the throat. Get the fuck out of here. You're
the weapons and the weapons that these people had, they clearly had like a filador on retainer at the fucking ninja. They had a filador at the ninja.
Yeah, the guy coming through the fucking ninja tunnel. This guy coming through the
ninja. Ding, ding. They come up there. They bring out their fucking throwing stars.
afilamos estrella, afilamos cuchillas, afilamos.
That's why the girl got caught. That's why the girl got caught, because she did her own claws, and that's why she got caught. But dude, the weapon, like every weapon sliced through everybody. That's the first thing I thought of was like, when Filon fucking did this
That's the
shit.
story I want.
But I will
nice
say,
sharpener for the Ninja Clan, because
that
he's
guy is
like he's like a
buku
wizard.
bucks. He's making buku bucks, bro. That guy is like, yo, I'm fucked. But he's working a lot. That guy has a staff of 15 people. Like, he's not doing it by himself. That guy is doing. This guy's got a staff. But here's the thing: they even showed the main guy. They showed, what's his name again? What's his character's name?
Rizzo.
They even showed him fucking sharpening his weapons,
Yeah.
even for training. I was like, for training, dog?
Speaking of training, do you think he's gonna get a security deposit back with all the fucking compartments that he ripped into the rental property that he had for like the hidden swords and the fucking throwing stars and all that shit? That when he walked in,
Clearly, he owns the place. This is all this is all done. This is all a renovation that he did, because they teach ninja carpentry as well.
Yeah,
they teach ninja,
because he built that perfect little like shelf in the baseboard for the fucking ninjato. Like, it was like,
oh my god, I still can't get over the fucking fact that there's a guy sharpening all the knives for that fucking. I like the fact that somebody who doesn't know Spanish right now is like, what the fuck are they talking about? We haven't even explained it. We haven't even explained it.
I'm sorry. I'm scrubbing through the movie as we talk, just to be reminded of things. Can we talk about the dumbest weapon of all time? The sword that falls.
Oh, the double sword?
The sword.
Double sword.
The double sword. No, but like the sword like drops through.
No, it could be a double sword, but it could also be just a one-sided sword.
Yeah,
but then it opened up into a double sword. So where did the sword?
No, the
blade,
guys,
the
blade drops
the
through the handle,
yeah,
and he can stop it. I guess he can grip it so that some of the blade is still on his side. But like, there's a part where he's like swings it and it drops down, and then he comes at it again. And I was just like, "What the fuck is this weapon?"
That shit looks dope. What are you talking about? I don't know how practical it is, but you know what?
True.
Nobody said anything about fucking when Darth Maul had a fucking double bladed. Nobody said shit about that.
Bro, trust me. People had things to say about every little bit of any Star Wars thing.
No. Fans never comment about their opinions about
more than Darth Maul. It's the cross blade for fucking Kylo is what I would compare these things to. But but here's the one thing I loved is that we finally get a main character and we get to see a ninja who actually knows how to use the chain dagger. I'm gonna butcher. It's Akusa Rigama. Is the name of it?
The chain.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This guy did go with it, but the guy into the ninja. Whoa, that this shit right here. Every time they show. By the way, kudos to the producers or to the writer for like this is gonna be his main weapon.
Yeah,
because every ninja movie, the main weapon is a sword.
Right.
Not this fucker. Like that was.
I love that.
Great decision, and it separated it from all the other ninja movies. Just in that, it was like you're different. Already something else that Shang-Chi copied. And I love the fact that this guy was so good at it, and it just every time we see a scene with him fucking doing all this crazy shit, I just kept thinking about that fucking dude from Into the Ninja. I just kept thinking about this dude. Like, this is where we're.
And even when he was getting into fights, there was that one fight where he actually did have the sword, and he threw the sword at the guy's head to grab his chain weapon, so that he could then use the chain weapon to fight everybody else.
That was great.
It wasn't just that it appeared out of nowhere. Like they knew that this was. I guarantee you, with his training. His martial arts training, that was like the best weapon that he was working with. So they were like, "We're gonna give you this. This is gonna be your main one to use."
I like the fact that you think that and you don't think, "Hey, this is all CGI'd."
Well, yeah, but the thing is, this guy spent.
No, he fucking trained on them. I'm like, yeah, but he.
But I mean, yeah, no, there's
some of it's real, some of it's real, some of it's added, exaggerated for effect.
Because... You know which one? You know what part is real?
The thing is with him,
I love that. The listeners just picture us doing literally the least amount of activity
of rope
and that was a ninja doing it.
Or go check us out on our Facebook and YouTube.
So the thing with Rain is that like when one of the behind the scenes featurettes I saw before this was that like they usually when you have the main actor, they train on their own and kind of like learn. He would just show up with the stunt team and work with the stunt team directly to get all the routines down. And then they actually modified the fight scenes from this, what was supposed to be in the script and originally planned, as he got better. So he was improving as they were filming, and they were like, no, he can do more. Let's do this now. He can do more. Let's try this now. He can do, and they kept on adding and modifying it because he got so good at using the weapons and doing the fight choreography. So
that's cool, man.
Can we talk about...
I mean, this is that's the same kind of devotion that the guy from Iron Fist had when he was like, I want to.
You motherfucker. You son of a bitch. How dare you? Don't you utter that name in my presence. I kind of want to do a special episode of this podcast just for that fucking show. And just
you should do it for Mike Contextualizes.
Mike Contextualizes a pile of shit.
Well, listener,
much like the actor, I didn't prepare for this podcast.
I'm telling you, the action was fucking stellar. It was so good. Jeff knows this whole thing. I was having phone issues today. I just got my new phone and I was transferring all the files, and it's all this boring bullshit that doesn't make a difference. But my point is, I was looking at my phone a lot, but I put this movie on with full intention of like, because I've seen it before, just to get a refresher in my mind. I'm just gonna get a refresher. And the action was so good that I was like, oh fuck yes, bro, give me more of this shit, right? Like, it was so good. And it's funny because at one point, when the girl gets in the car and there's like a suspenseful moment, my wife comes out. She goes, "Is this a horror movie? Is this movie scary?" Is what she said. And I said, "Well," I go, "No." And then I go, "Well, I mean, she's hiding from ninjas that are in the shadows." And she goes, "Oh, so it's realistic." I was like, yes, actually.
Give it a minute.
Hold on. Shadow.
That scene, that whole action sequence in the like when they're, I don't remember exactly what it was.
Like the facility where
like a safe house.
Yeah, but it was like a construction that had all the girders and that it looked like a factory or a warehouse.
They do parkour.
Yeah, it was basically like a parkour place. Like, it was just literally built for like, and then we run on this beam, like that kind of thing. But that whole exchange was fucking wild and really fun. Really, really
Every
fun.
action sequence was really fucking fun. Like, it was so well done. I will say it was a little weird when she saw a video, like when she got the story of what happened to that professor or whatever the fuck. That guy, that researcher, whoever he was, I forget what he was. And I love the fact that she was like, how did he die? He's like, one day the lights went out, and then he went outside. He went outside. Like, you have all these locks. Here's the thing with locks: you have to stay inside the fucking house. They don't work. That's how locks work. It's like that episode of Seinfeld. He was like, I spent all my money on the lock. Here's the thing, though: it has to be closed. The door has to be closed.
Yeah, how it works.
Can we talk about the? So we've talked about how all of these things are great.
Mm-hmm.
Why was I bored?
What
about this movie is
like just the action itself? I don't know why you were bored.
I think with me, I would say, like I said, the Interpol parts just kind of lost me in a lot of it. When it was that old school, the Japanese, like his I was all for it. Yeah. But then him with the main girl, like the dialogue that they had, except when he survived
Mika, or whatever her name is, the black girl?
Even though I'm gonna tell you this might be the first person male in history that called a woman on her weight twice and didn't get killed.
Well, yeah, he does.
You told me
Keaton did it as Batman with Vicky Vale. Because he was like, how much you weigh? 185? She was like 165. And he's like,
okay. You're right.
Because my friend,
now is not the time for modesty and deception. Okay.
And this one, when she's like, these are a little tight. You told me 34. Yeah. She's like, yeah, but it's German sizes. They're smaller. And
he did it a third time. He did it a third time. He did it. He goes 30. He said 36. And she goes 34. It's like, already once you're calling her fat, right? Once, or at least fatter than she is.
Or
bigger
you nailed it. Is what you
did.
Did.
Right. And then second time, like, oh, these are tight. You did say 34 already.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I know you're fatter than this. And then the third time when he goes, when she goes, I swear I didn't know. And he goes, I know you're not lying. And she goes, how do you know? And he goes, the only time you've lied to me was about your size. Like, oh my god, this guy again, the fucking balls in this guy.
No, it just goes to show you have to train abusively to be able to defend yourself against a woman when you call her on her weight loss.
You know why he was able to do that, Mike? Because he was already trained. He was already whipped many times.
Yeah.
Whipped and
how awesome would it have been for her to then do the move that guy did to his stomach? Like, and she's like, you think you know pain? Oh. He's like, fuck.
You think you know pain?
34, you're fine. 34,
you think you know pain? Fit into these jeans in the morning, and then you'll know pain.
I will say this: I do appreciate a movie that does exchange rates for me, because that whole thing about the 100 pounds of gold.
I love that idea, by the way.
Yeah,
it was so good.
That was brilliant.
It was so.
And then she's like, "Oh, look, I found this amount: 15 million." I think it was like 15,999,000 and
90 cents.
90
Whatever
cents or
it was 100 pounds of gold.
Right,
100 pounds of gold, and the fact that they've continued with inflation.
Yeah,
it was just like I was like 100 pounds of gold. Why would that? And then you realize you're like, oh shit.
Yeah,
it would still be worth money. You know.
Yeah, I just looked it up. Ninja Assassin is Sho Kosugi's was his last movie. So far he hasn't passed away or anything. I'm just saying that was the last movie he did, and I was like, oh fuck, he did so good in that movie. That he was so fucking good. He was so good as that asshole teacher, and he was just like, oh fuck.
And at the end, the fight scene
at the end was fucking amazing.
Now that I know that it's him, when he gets fucking sliced up and he loses his eye, he fucking had an eye patch into the ninja movies. How fucking great was that? And in Return of the Ninja and in Ninja Through the Domination, Sho Kosugi's character had a fucking eye patch. And now good fucking bravo, sirs. Bravo.
So the director of this movie was James Mctigue, which his claim to fame was V for Vendetta. That's the movie. That's the first movie he directed.
You can't win them all. You can't win them
all.
Wow.
I like that movie. Shut up.
Yeah, I like that movie too. But what I like about Ninja Assassin is that you want to show the shadows, you want to show this thing, but it still didn't feel, if this makes sense, it didn't feel dark in the sense of like I didn't feel like I was struggling to see the action and see what was going on. They were still able to keep the darkness that gave you the aspect of the ninjas, but while you still didn't miss anything. And
you're talking about like you can just say that Game of Thrones season 8 was terrible.
I actually got to see the battle.
There is an element of like, and I've criticized this sometimes in the MCU movies of the shaky cam fight scenes that it's clearly done for like this kind of get in, like it feels very visceral and you're there, you're connected to the fighting, you're present. But what a lot of it does is covers up edits and it covers up bad choreography and it covers up.
Yeah.
And they do the same thing with lighting and they show people in shadow. The only thing that I thought was really dumb in this movie was when, and I get it because it was like an homage, was the silhouette scene and the blood, like comedically CGI blood goes black,
It was like bright red, like
it was like animated, neon red,
like Sin City blood.
Yes, it was perfect example because it was just like so fakey, phony, the phoniest of balonies.
Right.
And it like took me out of it for a second where I was like, what? This is done. And then they bust through it. And I'm like, okay, back to the action. Like there was a lot of this movie you could feel, I think, suffered from the fact that CGI has gotten so much better.
Yeah.
But now that you're saying that they didn't use wire work or they didn't have any kind of like very like that kind of CGI, like body replacement stuff, except for like in the, the magic scenes. I don't know. Maybe I gotta go watch. Maybe I would have loved to have seen this in the theater because I never watched it in the theater.
That was so good. It was I watched this. Not only did I watch it in the theater, I watched it by my fucking self in the theater. I was like in a different city, and I was like, I'm by myself, and I watched, and I do that all the time. I go to the theaters by myself all the time. But I heavily enjoyed that movie in the theater. I enjoyed it today. I was like, this shit is dope. The fight scenes were just, I mean, this was Ung Bak with good acting.
Fair enough.
Because Ung Bak had amazing fight scenes, but the fucking story was shit. The fucking acting was garbage, and I didn't find the acting bad in this one. I didn't find like I was look, like we talked about off air to the listener, right? Like Mike brings in the fact that he was the martial arts guy. He practiced martial arts for many years, and he had that's his love for this.
That's the thing I focus on.
The thing that he focuses on. Jeff focuses on like the silly shit, but he also brings in like he's really good at doing research. That, by the way, nobody asked him to do, and we're all very grateful for him to do it. I just don't want the listener to be like, "You make this motherfucker do like." No, he's that's the kind of guy he is. Where he's like, I'm just gonna do all this research, and he writes notes and watches fucking documentaries, not just a film, but he watches documentaries and making of and all that, which is awesome. And my whole shtick is like, I'm gonna make fun of this shit. I'm gonna find ways to make fun of this shit. And I couldn't. I was looking at this movie. I was like, I literally had that thought where I'm like, this is the best movie we've watched on KickFlix. I was like,
one of my favorite fight scenes visually was that training that they did with the fireballs hanging from the that looked beautiful. Like that whole thing.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to do
go.
Yeah, I don't mean to derail it. But okay, so I'm just reading a little bit about James Mctigue, who is the guy, and he, the director, right? He was assistant director and on a bunch of movies, including the Matrix trilogy and like Dark City and a couple other things. And then he made V for Vendetta, but he was also, to connect it to another KickFlix movie, he was the second assistant director for the big budget film Street Fighter featuring Jean-Claude Van Damme. So he's learning from the best. You know what I mean? But no, I just saw it like, and he's like, he genuinely
unit. So he was a second unit director for Street Fighter.
He got the cocaine
director, second AD. Usually there are a lot of
because I was gonna say, because if he was a second unit director, then he's the one that didn't deal with Van Damme.
Yeah.
He's like,
he was the cocaine guy. He would go pick it up.
But like you can kind of see where it's like building up, you know, and I guess when he finally found the Wachowskis to work for, like, I mean, imagine like who do you learn from? Like the Wachowskis, the Matrix was like insanely revolutionary, and then throw a martial arts movie in with the Matrix stuff is like that. You can clearly see the fingerprints all over it when you watch it, knowing that,
and they're bloody fingerprints.
I kind of want to. Now I'm going to go back and watch this again. This is definitely one where this episode of the show has made me reevaluate certain things.
But I will acknowledge what Jeff is saying. Like the Interpol shit is just like it's like they need filler, and then but it's not bad filler. It's just filler. Like it's not, you know what I mean? Because Ong Bak gave us bad filler. Ong Bak is like, we're gonna have these amazing fight choreographies. We're gonna have these amazing fight scenes. But in between, let's just make up whatever the fuck we can. And it was bad shit. And this was not. It was boring, obviously, in comparison to these amazing fight scenes. It was like, let's talk about. But I dug the whole 100 pounds of gold. I dug that. I dug the fact that there was all these different clans. I would have liked to have seen another clan. You know, even if it was just on the outskirts, just like maybe there another clan looking on. Just to be able to say, oh, look, there's more than one clan, even though we technically know it because she did say there's clans, whatever.
Right.
Well, and the girl in the dry cleaners that we're assuming is from a different clan.
Correct.
I also like that they show, because this is one thing that I always think is dumb about like certain spy things, is they show them training because they kidnap these kids, you know, or they find these kids, they acquire these children in some way. There are white kids and like not just Asian kids in there.
Yeah.
Because what good is a spy that's like obviously not, you know, like he's
a spy is only as good as as well as he can blend in. You can't.
Right.
It's like
like
if you not for nothing. What's his name? Rain again? What's his name? Rain.
Rain is his stage name. Yeah.
What's the character's name? I forget. I keep
Raizu.
Yeah, like Raizu's a badass assassin, but if you need to assassinate a Hispanic dictator, like, well, you're gonna have problems in there. It's difficult sneaking him in there. I will say this though, I was ready to make fun of the name Ninja Assassin. I was ready to be like, oh, so you mean ninja? That's the name.
Right.
The name, the word ninja is assassin, means assassin, and then I realized that no, he's the one that's killing ninjas.
Right.
So he is the ninja assassin. I'm like,
he's Blade.
That makes sense. Yes.
Ooh, Blade.
He's
He's
Blade.
one of them, but he's not.
Which, by the way, you need to correct the title because you put an S at the end of Assassins at the top of.
Oh, I meant to put apostrophe S's. Ninja Assassin.
I'll tell you the one thing that bothered me of the movie, and it's stupid. It's a little thing, but I hated that she interfered in the last fight with him and his master.
Yeah, I did get that too.
I did not like that.
I was
It took me out of it.
Yeah, you're taking away any chance of him training and preparing
honor,
himself to
of
fight
honor.
and honor. Right? She blasted him.
But I will say this: it was just for a split second because if she would have got the kill shot, that would have pissed me off.
Yes,
I will say that I will agree with you that it did throw me off. I was like, hey, what the fuck, hey, lady, this ain't your fight. But at least it was not the last fight. At least it was not the last blow to the fucking.
Yeah, because he did that anime like run back and forth.
Yeah, because he has
chopping off his
powers. He has the super speed.
Yeah, dude, that shit was so good. Like, here's the thing: it could have been very cheesy. Like, that's what I'm talking about with that's what I was talking about with Street Fighter. So they do this shit like the healing and the fucking and the super speed and the shadows coming from the shadows, and if done incorrectly, those could be parts of the movie where you go, get the fuck out of here. You lost me with that one. But I bought it hook, line, and sinker. I was like, no, these are fucking assassins that go back thousands of years, and they that's it. This is what they fucking do. Like, and even the guy says it from Interpol, which is another good reason to have him in there. He was like, I mean, I get it 1,000 years ago, but really modern day ninjas, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Like he was the voice of the audience, and then the fact that she was able to convince him, you know what I mean, that I think was a sign of the audience also being like, okay, I'll buy it, whatever you're yeah, I guess the 100 pounds of gold.
I'm watching. I have it like playing now, just to like.
I corrected the ninja. I corrected the title.
Oh shit! Wow. But the killing blow, and I'm just noticing it now. Do you? Because he goes in the side.
That whole scene is beautiful, by the way. With the fire in the backdrop.
Amazing.
That's fucking
amazing, incredibly fun to watch. He goes into the side that is normally the opposite of the heart, like not on the left. He goes into the right shoulder, down into the middle. Do you think that this bad guy had the heart thing too? And that's why he knew. But then he goes
10,000, bro. 1 in 10,000.
But then he goes like
he rips it though.
Yeah, he doesn't slide it out. And
no, I think it didn't matter. I think it just. I don't think
it was an open shot, and he went for that.
But aside from all that, I was just noticing that. But when the fact that he doesn't pull it out like you normally see in every movie, that he goes. And he slices out of the rib cage, like there is no way you're living through this.
Right.
When I remember I was sitting on my couch watching that, and when it happened, I was like, whoa. Like I had a physical reaction to the fucking sword coming out, because I was expecting him to do in the blood fly or whatever, and then he goes, and I was just like, oh, ooh.
I had the same reaction you had. Simultaneously, I had that reaction, and then I also said, "Oh man, I would have loved for him to have gotten the chain and then fucking rip it out that way, like fucking like it just like if the chain would have been the one driving the blade forward." Anyways, we're running out of time.
I wish he would have used a Suburban like the girl did to fucking hit the ninja and launch him 50 feet.
That was cool
during that car chase.
He doesn't have good luck with cars, bro. I'm telling you, this guy does not have good luck with cars.
All right, we gotta rank the movie, and we gotta spin the wheel. This movie we could talk about for a long time. It was great. Okay, let's go.
Your rating? What's your rating, Mike?
My rating is 4.5 out of 5 million gallons of blood.
All right, 4.5 out of 5.
It is absolutely, but gallons of blood. It's millions of gallons of blood. Because if like that's not your thing, don't watch it. Yeah, it's a noir kind of like, very moody but well.
Dude, if you're one of those like, oh, I don't like too much violence, you shouldn't be watching any ninja movie.
No ninja
at all. Like
Ninja Turtles.
I get, but okay.
2, Secret of the Ooze.
Okay, part 2.
One's more.
All right. We'll give.
All right, Jeff.
Ninjas.
What are you rating it?
I'm gonna give it 4.5 ninja filadores. I think it's a fun movie. The CGI is the only reason, and I know It's not a thing, but that's part of the reason why I'm giving
it.
it
If
that.
it takes you out of the movie, it takes you out of the movie.
You know, but I thought it was a fucking fantastic movie. It was enjoyable. Like, this is a movie I wish I would have watched it with people, just because we're like, holy shit, oh fuck, look at that. Like, but yeah, 4.5 out of 5 Ninja Filadods.
I'm gonna give it 5 out of 5 hearts on the wrong side. That's where I want to go with 5 out of 5.
The emotion.
Yeah, because man, that was a great scene too, man. When they were in the when he was like fucking like he couldn't sleep, and like she didn't even have to tell him. She's just like, listen to my heartbeat, and then in the captions it says that their hearts started beating.
Yes.
Their hearts literally started beating as one, bro. Oh, come on, that's fucking beautiful.
That's high praise.
Yeah, so 5 out of 5 for me. So we got 4.5, and 5 for me. Let's go ahead and spin that wheel. For those of you who don't know, first time watchers, listeners, we spin the wheel to figure out which movie we're gonna watch next. If you want to give us a suggestion as to which movie we should add to the wheel, there are currently 44. Yeah, there are currently 44 movies on the wheel. If you want to give us a suggestion, email us at kickflixpod@gmail.com. Again, that's kickflixpod@gmail.com. And then let's go ahead and spin that wheel.
Come on. I'm due. One of mine, please.
Yes!
No!
Yes!
Oh my god!
Yeah, baby! Woo!
Oh no!
Double motherfucking impact! Oh, as a Jean-Claude Van Damme super fanatic, and as a fact that we're recording the day of his actual birthday, October 18th. This is so fitting and so beautiful. Mwah!
I am Mike. I'm no longer gonna make any other referrals to the wheel until you start getting your picks hit.
I'm fucking due, bro. Come on.
Yeah. I think I've got like 4.
Yeah. Anyways, we're gonna be talking about those two. It's in the family share. I can tell you that right now. I know that.
Of course it is.
Of course it's in the family share.
Of course it's in the family share.
You probably got the director's cut.
I got, not only did I get the director's cut, I got his cocaine dealer's cut. So it's thank you guys for checking us out. Appreciate you. Check out all the other podcasts on the Geek Bro Network, including but not limited to Pero Let Me Tell You, Cramotopia, Shiver, Mount Geekmore, the What's Up Bro podcast, Chow Like at Best with Mike Valdez, A Dose of Ellie. Make sure to go to geekbro.net. Check out all the podcasts on the Geek Bro Network. Follow us on social media. Everything is KickFlix Pod. That's Netflix, but with a kick, and then POD at the end. So thank you guys for checking us out. And that's how Bloody Laundry is done.